Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today I just wanted to do a video sharing a fun story about my experience at Blackpool last year, 2019. Blackpool is just around the corner, so I thought it'd be a lot of fun to share this story. Now, unfortunately this year, 2020, I can't make it to Blackpool, so if you're watching this video and you're going, awesome, I hope you enjoy it. If you're watching this video afterwards for some reason and you've already gone, hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below either way, and I'd like to hear your story. Anyway, no more rambling. I want to get into this story because it's really funny, and it's probably my favorite magic story from doing magic conventions that I think I've ever personally experienced. I think you probably have ever heard. And if you were at Blackpool last year, you probably already know where I'm going with this. So, for those of you not familiar, the Blackpool Convention is one of the, if not the biggest magic conventions in the world. It's held in Blackpool, England every year, and I got to go last year. I got to work the Ninja Plus booth with Matthew Garrett. It was a lot of fun, super fun experience for me. My first time in England, my first time doing an actual lecture tour, and my first lecture tour was actually an entire UK lecture tour, so I got to travel all over, doing magic at different magic clubs and whatnot. But my favorite story is the one that I'm about to tell you now. So at the Blackpool Convention, they have the big gala show every night, you know, where the magicians, they all go into this huge theater and they watch world-class illusionists and magicians perform magic. And I was getting really excited for that particular show that evening. And so I asked Matthew, you know, okay, so what time are we leaving? We're going to go to the gala show. And Matthew proceeds to tell me, actually, tonight, we're going to beat the wand. And I'm like, I'm sorry? He's like, we're going to beat the wand. And I'm like, Matthew, you're like a brother to me, and we're like really good friends, but sorry, man, I'm married and, you know, we're just friends. He's like, no, beat the wand. It's an event. We're going tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So we get to this like tiny little bar that's inside of the Winter Gardens. It's just across from where like the big gala arena is and everything. Everyone's lined up. They're all going to the gala thing, and I'm just in this little rinky-dink bar. And it's like 2 hours before. I'm like, what are we doing here so early? And he's like, trust me, we need to get here super early. I apologize for my English accent. I know it's breaking the screen right now. But he tells me we need to get there super early. And it's like 2 hours early. And we're already pre-gaming. Like, we're drinking. Like I think before it even started, I had, on my own, finished like an entire bottle of wine. Total that night, I couldn't even tell you how much alcohol I had to drink. Little side story, later that night, I was actually hanging out with a bunch of magicians at the Ruskin, and I was demonstrating some linking rings, and I didn't realize there was a glass of water there, and I knocked it over and spilled water all over Alan Rorison's mat. Alan, if you're watching this, again, I apologize. You're awesome, and I owe you a pint for dealing with me. So, enough tangents, let's get back to the story. So, we're at this event, Beat the Wand. And so for those of you who are not familiar with what Beat the Wand is, it's sort of like a America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent type of thing, only the judges are random people in the audience. So the way that it works is you actually get 6 of these huge like inflatable wands, these magic wands, and they toss these 6 wands out into the audience. An act starts performing. And they have, I think it's like 5 minutes to do their little magic piece. And if all 6 people in the audience hold their wand in the air, that magician has to stop immediately and they're eliminated. Those that can get through their entire performance without the 6 wands going up get to move on to the voting round where everyone votes and decides who was the one that won. So from what I experienced, there's 2 ways to win this competition. Number 1, you perform some of the most incredible, eye-catching magic that anyone has ever seen, and they have no other excuse other than to vote you through purely out of respect for you and your craft and how much work and dedication you put into your act. That's the first way to get through. The second way to get through is to come up with the craziest, most ridiculous premise you can think of, and the sense of humor is very different over there. And try to just see if you can laugh your way through to the final round. So needless to say, there were a few acts, right, that kind of pushed the envelope. One of which were these two guys dressed up, you know, in like these Iranian kind of outfits, and they were riding camels, and they did like a card wrapped around, like a bomb, like wrapped around a card or something. Needless to say, they got voted out like within 30 seconds. Like as soon as they brought out the bomb and wrapped it around the deck of cards, like that was it. That was enough, that was enough to get them voted out. Another guy, a kid actually, I think he was 7 at the time. I'm going to keep his name hidden just for his protection. I'm going to keep a lot of names hidden in this story actually just for their protection. But this young man went up with his father and did, if you guys are familiar with the whole routine where the woman vanishes the handkerchief and then takes off a piece of clothing, he did that with his father. And basically his father stripped down to like this really risque like lingerie thing that he was wearing, and the kid vanishes the thumb tip, and the dad's like down to nothing, right? He's down to just like this lingerie, and so he's like, no, 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 and he like taps out. He's got like the white flag. So this kid grabs this inflatable blow-up doll and like reaches up inside the doll and pulls out the handkerchief, right? So he did like that whole bit. It was hilarious, and from what I hear, he actually won the competition the year before in 2018, him and his dad, because they do this every year. And so, like, that's the kind of stuff that wins the competition, right? So now let's move on to, I'm sitting there in the theater, I'm already drunk, I've already had a bottle of wine, and I don't know how many whiskeys and Guinnesses, right? And the show started, and we're already watching some incredible magic, but also a lot of really ridiculousness. And then it happens. The guy walks up in a bathrobe, and he takes out a handkerchief, and this music starts playing, and I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? He then unrobes, so he's standing completely butt naked, holding this little handkerchief square, make a 16-inch silk, around in front of his Johnson, so to speak. And he proceeds to do a zombie ball routine in which I don't know how much I can say because I don't want this video to get censored for adult content, so I'm going to be very careful with this. Let's just say something starts floating around doing a zombie ball routine, and it then flops out, and he proceeds to do a whole zombie ball routine with it going all around and everything, and he's standing there completely naked at this point. And it's going all around and doing its thing, right? And then he vanishes it completely, and it appears right back where it's supposed to be, and he's standing there completely star-shaped, completely naked, just everything hanging out. Keep in mind, there's like kids, because this is a convention for families, right? So there's like kids in the audience and everything. And it was ridiculous. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Probably my favorite magic convention story to share with people, just because it was so funny. And just so different. And oh man, like I keep telling people, if that guy did that act here at Magic Live, he'd be in jail like instantly. Like they would immediately lock him up for indecent exposure, and like there's kids in the room and like all this stuff. So that was crazy. And of course he won the competition. I don't know what you win if you win. I don't know if there's even a prize or if it's like bragging rights or whatever, but he won. Good on him for it, I guess, because it was really funny. It was really entertaining to watch. And yeah, so that's my Blackpool story. I hope you guys thought it was as funny as I thought it was. Like I said, I wanted it to be a little bit more graphic than like I could make for this video, just because I don't want this video getting censored. But yeah, that was it. That was fun. And I recommend, if you are going to Blackpool, to check out the Beat the Wand competition. Make sure you get there really early, and make sure you get a lot of alcohol in your system, because you're going to need it to get through this event. Anyway, my name is Michael O'Brien. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Please share, like, and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and share this in the Blackpool Conventioneers page, so hopefully you guys, if you're watching this video, hopefully you guys are going to the convention. Please be sure to stop by the Ninja Plus booth. Tell Matthew Garrett I said hello. And anyways, thank you again so much for watching. See you guys next time.